everybody. Today we're going to be going through a beginner's mat workout. We're going to start by laying back onto our mat just in that crook-like position, hands on the sides of our ribs, just deep breaths in, breathing out into that rib cage, and we're going to start our pelvic rocks here. Inhale, we are rocking that pelvis towards us. Exhale to press your pelvis down and away. So it's like you have a bucket of water in your pelvis and you're just sloshing that back and forth with your breath. And we're just gonna come to a neutral pelvis, just a little space under that lumbar spine. Arms go straight up to the ceiling. Big inhale here. As you exhale, we're gonna drop those arms straight back, keeping those shoulders really plugged in as we inhale those arms up, exhale them away. You want to make sure that your ribs are not popping up here. We're still staying in neutral, keeping those collarbones wide, so we're not letting those shoulders creep up into our ears. And then we're going to keep those arms straight up to the ceiling. We're going to raise our right leg into a tabletop position and our left leg into tabletop. We're going to inhale, shoot that left leg away and right arm away, and switch to the other side, so going into our dead bugs. Great job here, making sure we're keeping that pelvis nice and steady, widening those sits bones, really plugging into that deep glute with our legs, plugging those arms into our shoulders. So we're really activated throughout our entire body here, not letting that pelvis rock or that lumbar spine arch up or press down into the mat. Beautiful job here, everybody. Go ahead and bring those arms down to the sides, legs drop down, give those a little stretch back and forth, pull your knees into your chest. We're going to go into our leg reach away, so arms go down to our sides, and we're just going to scoot that right heel along the ground as we press our leg down straight. Inhale, we draw that heel back up into that crook lie, and we switch over to our left side. Really making this a very slow and controlled movement here. We're activating throughout our entire leg as well as our glute, that deeper abdominal. So we're working on that transverse abdominis, which is that deep core, the true core that really stabilizes your spine. But it is still really a glute workout here. Getting a little bit of that quad and hamstring when we pull back. Make sure we are continuing to breathe. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And we're going to bring both of those legs back into that crook-like position. Inhale your right leg to tabletop. Exhale that left leg to tabletop. And let's go into our toe taps. Keeping that neutral spine, we're just going to move that right leg, tap those toes to the ground and bring it back up into our tabletop position and switch to the left side. So we're really just taking that tabletop position, hinging at the hip and tapping that toe down to the mat and bringing it back up. You want to make sure you are not hanging off of your hip flexors with this one. It's very easy to just let those hip flexors take over. We want this movement to really still be plugged into that deep glute. We're working that deep glute, those deep abdominals, keeping that transverse and your multifidus, which is the back part of that core. And go ahead and bring those legs down. Give yourself a little stretch here. We're going to bring those legs back into our tabletop position, and we're just going to rock those hips to the right and rock them to the left. This is called tick-tock, and it's like we're a clock, grandfather clock, ticking and tucking those hips back and forth. Really press those triceps into the mat, glue them there. You only want to be rotating through those obliques in your mid at upper body. You don't want those shoulders rocking back and forth. And go ahead and give those legs a little stretch out. Give that spine a little curve, rock back and forth. And we are going to go into our half moon stretch. So we are bringing our legs nice and long, pointing those toes, arms go up above the head, and we're just gonna curve over to our left side, like we're curving around a big beach ball, and come back to center, curve to our right side, like we're curving around a big beach ball. So we're really working those obliques here still, really maintaining a long side body here. You don't want to be crunching at your side. You want to be coming up and over while still laying flat on the ground. This is a great stretch for that outer side. Really good work on those obliques on that inner side. And we are going to go into a side lying leg series. So go ahead, straighten out that mat. I know it gets a little bunched up with that half moon. When we're in our side lying series, we can go with propped up on to our elbow. You can put your bottom arm lying straight out. I am going to opt for having that arm underneath my head. And we're gonna bring that top leg in alignment with our hip. And we're gonna go just little kicks forward, little kicks back here. Can be very hard to keep our body nice and steady here. Use that hand either on the mat to steady yourself. If it's easier to have it on your hip, you can have it there as well. Whatever is going to help you keep that alignment as we work through this side leg. And let's go into our lower and lift. So we're going to angle those toes down towards the floor. And we're just going to do little pulses up, really working on that glute med. Go ahead and bring that leg down. Give it a nice little stretch out. We're going to do 3 circles backwards and 3 circles forwards. Great job here. We're gonna give those a little shake out, bend our knees. We're gonna go into our clamshells. So feet are sucked together on those sides, and we are opening up that top leg, hinging at that external rotation of our hip that is towards the top. We are inhaling to bring that leg up, exhaling as we close that clamshell back down. Beautiful job here. Go ahead and bring those legs straight out, and we're gonna switch on over to our other side. And same thing on this side. Find what works for your body, where you want that lower arm and where you want that top arm. Top leg goes into alignment with your hip, and we're doing little kicks forward and little kicks back. Make sure we are breathing here. Exhale as you push that foot out away from your midline, and inhale to bring that foot back in. Make sure that you are just not kicking too far forward or back, that you are losing your balance. Give those little shake out. Point those toes towards the floor, and we're doing our lower and lift. Great job here. Let's go into those leg circles. 3 circles forward and 3 circles backwards. Make sure you are keeping that breath. And then we're going to give those feet a little shake out. Go into our clamshell. Sides of our feet are glued together, and we are externally rotating that top hip, pointing that top knee towards the ceiling as much as we can. You might not have as much range of motion from one side to the other, and that is okay. Only go as far as you can without rocking yourself backwards. You want to still stay in that alignment here. Great job, everybody. Let's come back on to our front now. We're going to go into our single leg kick. So we're laying down on our stomach. Hands are going to go hand over hand underneath of that forehead. Legs are going to go straight back. Toes are pointed. We're going to flex that right foot, bend at our knee, and kick that heel towards our sits bones. Point and bring that foot back down. Switch over to the other side. We're doing a big inhale as we point that toe away and down. Exhaling as we bring that foot up and give those 2 kicks towards our sits bones. Really activating that leg throughout our entire leg, from the glute, hamstring, quad, into our calf muscles. Really getting a good articulation through that ankle. All right, let's go into swimming. Arms are going to go straight out in front of us. Legs are going to go straight back. Feet are pointed. Big inhale, we hover those legs and arms. Exhale, lift the right arm and left leg. Bring that back down and switch to the other side. So you can do this as slow or as quickly as feels good in your body. If it's the first time doing it, just take it as an easy pace. sure we are keeping that entire back body on, lengthening that lumbar spine, widening our collarbones. And rest everything back down. We're gonna go back into a child's pose. Really stretch out, bringing that spine into the opposite direction. And then we're gonna come back up into kneeling. Hands are gonna be flat on the floor. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Inhale here. We're gonna bring our right arm underneath our left. Just give that a little stretch here with our shoulder. And then we're gonna come up and switch to the other side. So we're just giving it a nice stretch out to begin with. And then let's come back up into that 4-point position. We're gonna thread that right arm underneath our left side. Inhale, shoot that right arm up to the ceiling and thread that needle again. We'll do one more here on the right side and bring that arm back down. Let's switch over to that left side and thread the needle with our left arm. Shoot that left arm up to the ceiling. Really making sure those hips are staying nice and stable. We're only rotating through that upper portion of our upper body now. Great job. Wrists are coming under our shoulders again. We're going into our serratus push-up. So we are dropping down like we're gonna try to drop through the floor, and then we're pressing into those hands. So we're trying to press our hands through the floor. Spine is staying nice and stacked. Really working on those shoulder stabilizers here. Make sure we are breathing. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead and drop back into that child's pose again. And give those arms a little break. We're gonna come up into a seated position now. We are in a Z sit or mermaid sit. So our left leg is gonna be in alignment with the edge of our mat. Right leg is gonna be parallel to the end of our mat. Big inhale, bring those arms up, just do a little rock back and to the sides. Left arm comes down onto that mat. Right arm comes up and over. And inhale, come back up into that tall seated position. So we are doing our mermaid or half moon. We're coming up and over to the side and then back up into that tall sit. And do a little counter stretch here. We're gonna switch over to the other side. So right hand is going onto the mat, left arm's coming up and over, and we're dropping down onto that right elbow as that left arm comes up and over. And then we're coming back up into that nice tall sit. This is a bit of a stretch, but it's also really working that side body. And come back on over after this one. for our counter stretch. And then we're gonna do a little arm work here. You can have your legs in whatever way is comfortable for you. You could have them straight out. You could have it in that diamond. I'm gonna go for a little bit bigger diamond here. Nice tall spine, tall sit. Arms are gonna go straight out in front of us. Big inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna rotate that right arm away and to the side. Inhale, bring it back and switch over to that left side. So when we rotate over to our right side, only our right arm is moving with us. Left arm staying straight in front. And same when we move over to the left side, left arm's moving with us, right arm is staying nice and straight. And then we're gonna bring those palms up, elbows come down to our waist, and we're pushing those arms straight out like we're serving a platter here. Really plugging those arms into our shoulders, activating our shoulders, activating those arms. We're gonna come out, serve the tray, and angle those arms out. So we're coming back in on an angle, straightening, bringing those back to center. And then we come out, widen out to an angle, come back into center, bring those arms in, widen out to an angle, go out, center, bring them in, angle out. Just getting a little bit different variations here, working through those rotator cuff muscles. And we'll flip our palms to face us. Arms are gonna go in a nice little circle here, and we are pulling those arms back, meeting our shoulder blades. And then as we exhale, we bring those fingertips together again, so like we are hugging a tree. And give yourself a little stretch out here. Great job. And we're gonna go into our T arms. Arms are nice and parallel to the floor. And we're bringing those straight up to the ceiling and then back down to parallel with the floor. Great job here. Let's go into our little arm circles on this next one. We're going to do little circles backwards. And little circles forwards. You are doing so good. All right, let's get those arms a little stretch. And we can do a little forward fold. All right, wonderful. Let's come up to standing. We're gonna do a little bit of leg work here. So we're gonna come standing on our mat. Feet are about shoulder width apart, or between shoulder and hip width apart. And we're just gonna come up into our calf raises. So we're standing nice and tall, nice stack. Inhale, we're gonna come up onto our toes. Exhale, drop those heels back down. Really working those calves. Making sure we're staying in that alignment. Lengthening that low back. All right, give yourself a little stretch out here. And kind of do a little toe tap. And we're gonna come in a little bit closer so that our feet are almost touching each other. Come back up into that calf raise, and we're just gonna drop one heel, bend the opposite knee, and switch. So we're going into our prancing, still staying nice and tall. The only thing moving is those knees and heels really. And let's speed it up. Go a little bit faster. Couple more. We are almost there. All right, beautiful. Give yourself a little stretch here. All right, and then we are going to come into our forward fold. So we're going to come standing, arms come out to the side, big inhale up. As you exhale, we're going to drop that chin, dive those hands down to our feet, and we're going to circle those arms clockwise and counterclockwise. Give our shoulders a little roll, roll our neck, and big inhale. We come back up. And amazing job, everyone. I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me.